One piece of advice you have for John Lynch, Kyle Shanahan in the front office as they wrap up. Well, this season isn't over yet, but as they start to plan ahead for the next year.
Draft a quarterback. that's
Yeah.
literally that's my advice. Draft a quarterback. What I'm worried about Nick Mullins struggling is, hey, if he struggles, where Shanahan or Lynch or the both of them might say, you know what, maybe Jimmy isn't that bad. Maybe Jimmy is our guy. So I don't want that scenario to happen because, one, I like Jimmy a lot. My daughter has a Jimmy jersey in her closet, but he's not the guy. Last time I looked at a team that won a Super Bowl with a quarterback that is average and doesn't play as a top 10 quarterback in the playoffs,
Expensive.
and things just all came together, was Brad Johnson in 2003. That's how long it's been. With Joe Flacco, he had a historic playoff run, a Joe Montana-like playoff run, even though he's nowhere near the player Joe Montana is. Eli Manning's had fantastic playoff runs. So
Nick
that
Foles.
has happened. Nick Foles had a historic
He was
playoff run.
so good in that Super Bowl.
So,
I mean, he
in
took
order,
down Tom Brady.
exactly. And
Yeah.
so quarterbacks that haven't had those historic runs or aren't a top 10 quarterback in the league, the last time it was Brad Johnson. So
Well, he's
don't,
saying Peyton Manning in 2016. Still, that was still Peyton Manning. I mean, he still could at least operate the offense on the field before the snap. But okay, fair enough.
yeah, that's fair. We could take that one, but that was all. I don't know. We could
Yeah,
take that one, but it's Peyton Manning, like you
it's still
said.
Peyton. It's still Peyton.
And,
Yeah.
and with that being said, it's just don't fall in love with fool's gold by seeing Nick Mullins struggle out there. Understand, hey, we need to protect this franchise, extend this. I know, Jack, you're not going to like this, but extend the Super Bowl window as long as we can, and not have our quarterback eating so much cap, and draft a quarterback, because people that say Sam Darnold, that's fine. Yeah, there may be something there with Sam Darnold, but he has one good year under Shanahan. Now you're gonna have to pay him $30 million, a Jimmy-like contract after one season. So same thing with Mitch Trubisky. He has one good year under Shanahan, which most quarterbacks would. You're gonna have to pay him $30 million. So take a quarterback that's gonna be cheap for a minimum of 4 years, because say nowadays we don't like putting players on fifth-year options. So he'll be cheap for a minimum of 4 years. Do the smart thing.
Good answer. Real quick, Sean has advice for the front office, and he says maybe we can shut down the power every time our receivers catches the ball, and every time they throw the ball, like in the Super Bowl, then we win. I like that. So Sean, thank you. Leo, your answer was almost as good as turning off the power whenever the receivers catch the ball. But yours was good too, but that's just brilliant. Jack.
Yeah. My advice to the front office and Lynch would be to stop giving big contracts out to guys that are, have an injury history or haven't proven that they can make plays.
Thank you.
That's what they've done. And yeah, sure, we can get rid of guys a couple years down the road if it doesn't work out. You know what? If Armstead doesn't work out, we can get rid of him. You know what? Hey, Ward, no big deal. We can get rid of Ward the year after next year. Yeah, but you're also going to be eating dead cap. That's not good. You're paying for guys that aren't around. Stop wasting money. Start getting good players.
Yeah, pay the premium for guys you know are good and reliable. Pay the extra $4 million.
Yep.
Parag, Jed, look at you, Maverick.
I feel like one piece of advice I would say is to stop being a GM as if you're rebuilding this team. I think they were playing when they first started. Bring Kyle Juszczyk in because you have to bring in any type of talent into the organization. And now it's like, okay, we had this talent, Eric Armstead and Jimmy Ward. We got to keep them. We have to keep every talented player we have just to keep us alive. But then make savvy moves. I think we're all on the same page where we aren't big fans of those Eric Armstead and Jimmy Ward contracts, those moves, and would have rather kept Buckner. But I think keep doing what they're doing in terms of building depth. The fact that there's even a conversation that at free safety, at linebacker before Quan Alexander was traded, on the defensive line, offensive line, that there's undrafted guys, sixth-round guys that we think are better than the $1 million starters. I think that just shows how good this team is at building depth at certain positions, and that's big. But start playing those guys that you built depth with, like Tarvarius Moore.
I like that. Here, look, I got to give my own answer here. And what I would say is don't re-sign Richard Sherman. Let him go. Re-sign Jason Verrett if he's cheap. If not, let him go. Let K'Wan Williams go unless he's cheap. These are older corners. You got to draft a corner who can start on the outside no later than round 2. You don't wait until day 3 to draft a corner. It's just the supply and demand is not there. That's one of the most difficult positions to draft in the NFL. You got to take that no later than round 2. And it's something they haven't taken a corner in round 2 since freaking Shante Spencer. Maverick, I don't even think you know who Shante Spencer is.
No, he was my guy in Madden 2004.
All right, there you go. That's the last guy. It's not unacceptable. Unacceptable. It's really hard to find good corners. If you wait, you won't get them. They also have to get a slot corner. They need to be really, really scouting.
Jamar Taylor.
Good call. But he's getting a little old. I mean, you're not going to have that type of all-pro production in the slot forever. So you need a Jamar Taylor heir apparent, just because he's not. I don't think he's signed through next year either. So there's going to be a lot of teams bidding for his services. They got to draft a slot corner too. 2 corners next year, and that's on top of the quarterback they got to draft. The center they probably got it. There's a lot of things they got to handle. Don't forget the cornerback, guys. Don't talk yourselves out of the cornerback and be like, well, what if we just take a D tackle? Those are good. Don't. That's all I'm saying. And if you don't believe me, look at your first round picks stats. Okay? All right? And then look at Brian Allen, who's still on your team, I think, somewhere. I don't know. All right, guys. The game's about to start. Let's go watch the Titans and whoever they're playing. I'm curious. Who are they playing?
Colts.
Oh, great.
Don't they have someone that played on the Niners next year?
They might.
Last year?
Hey, real quick. Real quick. Drafting Devon Kinlaw, spending the 14th pick to replace DeForest Buckner was rich. I mean, DeForest Buckner was the 7th pick in the draft, and if you could do that over, he might have been a top 3 pick. But even thinking that you could do that and then giving the guy number 99, man, that wasn't fair. That was just cold. Hey, go get him, Javon. Go be DeForest Buckner. No pressure. They got to change his number fast. That's all I'm saying.
I would say normally they would have a slot corner for next year, but I got to say I was wrong. Through 2 games, DJ Reed looks fantastic in Seattle. I was wrong on that. I thought
it was, get him back.
I thought it was nothing when they got rid of him. I was like, oh, it's DJ Reed. Who cares? But he looks fantastic in Seattle. Dude's playing with some hunger.
All right. Well, I guess he just needed to get away from Santa Clara. Hey, Maverick's light just went out. That means we gotta call it. I'm sure it was a battery light.
It was.
SI check bounced.
Thanks so much, everyone, thanks, Leo, Maverick, and Jack, for your wonderful contributions today. This is always a lot of fun. And thanks, everyone, for watching. We'll be back tomorrow, some of us, and the rest will be back on Thursday next week. Take care.